Body language expert reveals how disgraced cricketers and their coach are really feeling about the ball tampering scandal. Australia's top cricketers have been in the spotlight ever since Cameron Bancroft was caught on camera tampering with the ball, with 4 key figures singled out for intense criticism over the scandal. As rumors swirl about who exactly was involved in the cheating plot, a body language expert has analyzed photos of Bancroft, embattled team leaders Steve Smith and David Warner, and coach Aaron Lehmann. Diedrich Gelderman examined photos and video of the Australian squad arriving in Johannesburg and has revealed how the crisis is affecting each player differently. Judging by the body language alone, Smith looks like he's really struggling to keep it together. He looks by far the most uncomfortable, and both him and Warner show signs of shame and embarrassment, Mr. Gelderman told Daily Mail Australia. He's the only one wearing dark glasses in the dark airport, other players are wearing them on their heads. His lips are pressed together really tightly, a sign he is trying to control his emotions and avoid letting anything slip. His body is stiff, he is looking straight ahead, and his eyes are slightly pinched. Tightness around the eyes combined with his pursed lips is a sign of stress and is a sign of anger. Mr. Gelderman said Warner looks almost as uncomfortable as his captain, and although he is making an effort to put on a confident front, his body language exposed him as feeling despondent and isolated. The opening batsman, who reportedly quit the team's WhatsApp group due to fraying relationships with other players, was photographed smiling and chatting on the team bus. But Mr. Gelderman said it could all be for show. Warner shows the same signs of withdrawal and discomfort as Smith, pursed lips, stiffness, tightness around the eyes, but he looks like he is trying to cover it up by projecting confidence. Body language expert Diedrich Gelderman said taped interviews with disgraced doping cheat Lance Armstrong highlight 2 classic guilty telltales often exhibited by disgraced sportspeople. 1. A one-sided smirk. A quick smirk on one side of the mouth is a sign of guilt and contempt, and is often shown when someone is lying or trying to cover something up. In an Armstrong interview with Oprah Winfrey, he smirked like this several times, showing he had no respect for the questioner or for the question itself. 2. A quick one-shoulder shrug. Similar to the lopsided smirk, this unnatural gesture is used when the person being questioned is feeling guilty and defensive, and was also used by Armstrong in interviews telling what were later exposed as lies. Along with this smirk, this is a good giveaway, and tells you the person is not telling the truth. So far neither Smith nor Warner have shown these key telltale signs of guilty, but it is something to look for in future press conferences and television interviews on the ball tampering scandal, Mr. Gelderman said. Even so, his arms are crossed defensively as he sits on the bus, and his body is not relaxed at all as he walks out of the airport. He looks downcast and despondent. He might be talking on the phone, or more likely pretending to be on the phone so he does not have to engage with anybody. The casual observer might think he is having a relaxed chat with somebody else, but to me he looks like he is fronting. Fast bowlers Josh Hazlewood and Mitchell Starc are understood to be furious over being linked to the scandal, while Warner has been labeled the instigator, which could be taking a toll on the batting star. Warner, who is also reportedly angry at being made a scapegoat for the whole affair, has also been accused of going rogue as the team struggled to cope with fallout from the scandal. The opening batsman was spotted drinking champagne with non-cricketing friends, and removed himself from the messaging group due to enmity between him and other players. Bancroft, who found himself at the center of the scandal when television cameras caught him trying to change the condition of the ball, is the hardest to read, according to the body language expert. He looks determined to keep his mouth shut and avoid engagement, said Mr. Gelderman. Bancroft looks less uncomfortable than Smith and Warner, but he has the same stiffness to his posture and looks straight ahead, trying not to give anything away, aware he is in the spotlight. Similar to Smith's sunglasses and Warner's use of his phone, Bancroft wore a large pair of black headphones to deflect attention and hide his feelings, Mr. Gelderman said. People often use different objects as a kind of crutch to make themselves feel secure, such as sunglasses or headphones or using a phone, but it shows they are trying to avoid engagement. Coach Aaron Lehmann has also been accused of being involved in the cheating scandal, but Mr. Gilderman said he looked by far the most relaxed. It is hard to tell if he is putting on a show like Corner and just doing a better job of it, or if he is genuinely more relaxed, said the body language expert. His gait and posture are less stiff, and he doesn't have the same tightness around the eyes. His lips are not pursed and he does not look like he has anything to hide. The ball tampering crisis erupted during Australia's third Test match against South Africa in Cape Town, when Bancroft was spotted using a piece of yellow tape. Smith then admitted in a bombshell press conference the whole leadership group, himself, Warner, Hazelwood and Stark, knew about the ball tampering. Exactly who did what? Rookie opener Cameron Bancroft has been fined 75% of his match fee and handed 3 demerit points by the International Cricket Council after being charged with attempting to change the condition of the ball, contravening Law 41.3. He admitted doing so by using some sticky tape from the team's kit bag, sticking granules from the pitch to it and using it as an abrasive surface to scuff the ball in pursuit of reverse swing. Captain Steve Smith said he and the leadership group had discussed and agreed the action. He stood down for the rest of the test along with Vice-Captain David Warner, was handed a 1-match suspension by the ICC and fined 100% of his match fee. Who else was in this leadership group? Smith did not expand on that, but in the past Australia have indicated senior bowlers Mitchell Starc and Josh Hazelwood were part of their decision-making unit. Tim Paine's promotion as temporary skipper seems to absolve him. Head coach Aaron Lehmann is an obvious authority figure but Smith insists he was not involved on this occasion. Does that check out? Lehmann did appear to speak to 12th man Peter Handscomb via walkie-talkie after TV images caught Bancroft red-handed. Handscomb later spoke to Bancroft, who proceeded to hide the tape down the front of his trousers. Explanations will be required. Why was no on-field sanction taken? First of all, Bancroft appeared to deceive the umpires by showing them the holder for his sunglasses instead of his ad hoc sandpaper. Secondly, his attempts to change the ball simply appeared to be unsuccessful. The umpires looked at the ball and did not take the chance to replace it. Had they done so they could have levied 5 penalty runs against Australia. Do they deserve some credit for fronting up? Not particularly. Even after their plot was uncovered by cameras they made a clear attempt to put the officials off the scent on the field. Only after their guilt was established beyond any serious doubt did Smith and Bancroft appear before the media. Others may not have faced the music quite like that, but others may not have put themselves in that position in the first place. How has Australia's recent behaviour been other than this? To sum up, they are not a popular bunch. They are regarded as the game's most inveterate, though far from only, sledgers. Despite this they have attempted to position themselves as guardians of the line, a concept they used against South Africa in this ill-tempered series. Their reaction to England's disciplinary lapses in the Ashes, notably when Bancroft and Smith gave a jovial press conference on the subject of Johnny Bairstow's headbutt greeting, saw them lobbing rocks from a sizable glass house. Have they done this before? Smith was quick to emphasize this was a regrettable first-time offense but skepticism is natural. It could be argued previous transgressions would have been picked up in just the way this one was, but that is unlikely to prevent people poring over footage of recent series, including the Ashes. By Rory Dollard, Press Association Sport. The ensuing explosion of public outrage saw Smith and Warner sacked as captain and vice-captain for the remainder of the test. Smith was then handed a 1-match suspension by the International Cricket Council, and fined his entire match fee, while Bancroft was fined 75% of his. All 3 players have since been stood down for the final match of the tour, although Lehmann has been allowed to continue on as coach. Cricket Australia Chief Executive James Sutherland said no other players were involved in the scandal, and he was angry and disappointed. March 24. A 4-test series between Australia and South Africa is locked at 1-1, with the third test in the balance on day 3.